Some conversations change everything. This is where they begin.
Today someone walks in who has tried so many things to sleep better, and still wakes up tired. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything except the one thing that actually matters, this session is for you. If these conversations help you understand yourself a little better, subscribe and leave a like. It helps more people find this room. Hello, how are you, Yusra? And how have you been sleeping lately?
Honestly, terribly. Which is so frustrating, because I've actually tried to fix it. I downloaded one of those sleep tracking apps. I drink chamomile tea every night now. I even bought one of those sunrise alarm clocks.
That's a lot of effort. And yet?
And yet I'm still exhausted every single morning. Like, I set an alarm for 8 hours of sleep, and I wake up feeling like I got 2.
What does your evening actually look like? Walk me through it.
Okay, so I make my tea around 9. I have this rule: no phone after 10 p.m. Which, I mean, I have the rule. I just don't always follow it.
What happens instead?
I tell myself, I'll just check one thing, and then somehow it's midnight, and I've watched like 15 videos about, I don't even know, things I don't even care about.
That's such a common experience, and I want to gently point something out. You've added a lot of good things: the tea, the sunrise alarm, the intention around your phone. But sometimes we add new habits hoping they'll override the old ones, without actually looking at what the old habit is doing for us.
What do you mean, what it's doing for me? It's not doing anything. It's just mindless scrolling.
Is it mindless, though? Or is it the only part of your day where nobody needs anything from you?
Okay, that's actually a really good point. By the time I get to bed, I've been on all day: classes, work, people texting me, group chats. That hour of scrolling is kind of the first time all day I'm not performing for anyone.
So it's not really about the phone. It's about needing a transition, a decompression, and the phone is just the easiest one available at 10 p.m.
I never thought about it like that. I just thought I had bad willpower.
It's not about willpower at all. Here's something interesting: when you scroll, especially short videos, your brain is still in a state of stimulation. New images, new sounds, new information every few seconds. So even though you feel like you're relaxing, your nervous system is still working. It's like telling your body to wind down while also tapping it on the shoulder every 3 seconds.
So that's probably why I lie down afterward, and my brain is just buzzing.
Exactly. And then what happens when you're lying there buzzing?
I start thinking about everything. Like, everything. What I said to someone 3 days ago. Whether I left the stove on. Stuff I have to do tomorrow. It's like my brain saved up all its thoughts for exactly that moment.
That's actually really common, and it makes sense. All day you're distracted. The moment you're finally still, with nothing to distract you, your mind finally has space to process everything it's been holding. Except now you're trying to fall asleep, not process your day.
So the thinking isn't random. It's just finally getting its turn.
Right. And what do you usually do when that happens?
I just lie there hoping it'll stop. Sometimes I check the time, which makes it worse, because then I start doing math like, okay, if I fall asleep in the next 10 minutes, I'll get 6 hours.
That's such a relatable spiral. Can I ask you something a little different? When you think about your day, do you ever take a moment to actually close it? Not just stop doing things, but acknowledge it's done?
What do you mean? Close it.
A lot of us go straight from doing to trying to sleep, with no transition in between. But your mind doesn't know the day is over unless you tell it. Some people find it really grounding to take just a few minutes before bed, not on a screen, to think through their day. Even something as simple as naming 2 or 3 things that went okay, or that they're grateful for. It sounds small, but it gives your mind a sense of completion. Like closing a door instead of just walking away from it open.
That's so different from anything the apps tell you. They're all about optimizing. Like, here's your sleep score, here's your recovery percentage.
And those things aren't necessarily bad, but they can turn sleep into something you're being graded on, which adds pressure. Whereas what I'm describing isn't about performance at all. It's just a few quiet minutes where you're not consuming anything. Just sitting with your own thoughts, on purpose, before your brain forces you to anyway at 11 p.m.
Honestly, that sounds kind of nice. A little scary, but nice.
Why scary?
I think because if I'm just sitting there with my thoughts, with nothing to distract me, I might actually have to feel things. Like, all day I'm busy, and busy feels safe somehow.
That's a beautiful thing to notice about yourself, Yusra. And I want to gently say that stillness isn't something to fear. It's actually where rest begins. Not the lying down. The settling.
Okay, but practically, what would this even look like? Like, realistically, for someone like me who's tired and just wants to collapse into bed.
Let's keep it really small. 2 things. First, when you make your tea at 9, instead of bringing your phone with you, just sit with the tea. No phone. Even 5 minutes. Let that be the actual transition, not the tea itself, but the stillness around it.
Okay, I can try that. What's the second thing?
Before you turn off your light, take 60 seconds, just 60, and think of one thing today that you're grateful for, even something tiny. And one thing you're letting go of, something you don't need to carry into tomorrow. That's it. You're not solving anything. You're just closing the door gently instead of leaving it wide open.
That actually feels doable. Like, genuinely doable. Not in a, I'll try it for one day and give up way.
That's exactly why I suggested those 2. They're small enough that they don't feel like another thing on your list. They're more like permission. Permission to stop, even for a few minutes, before your body has to force you to.
I think that's what I've actually been missing this whole time. Not another routine. Just permission to stop.
And that's something no app can give you. Only you can. Rest isn't something you optimize. It's something you allow. What would it look like to give yourself permission to stop tonight, even for 5 minutes? Tell us in the comments.